Have you ever wondered why I say bow making basics, and then when I get into it, it doesn't seem that basic? I wonder the same thing. Today we're talking about stacking, what it is and why it's important. Stacking is simply when the string angle to the bow bends beyond 90 degrees. Let me show you. I've got the limb of the board bending up here on the tilling board, and we can see it's not even near what stacking would be. We're getting much closer, at like 70 degrees. And so stacking is going to be the point where the string bends beyond 90 or near 90. And if that occurs, if the string bends to here, the bow limb quits bending back and starts bending more down. And what happens is the bow breaks at that point. You can see as I pull the bow back, it's coming back. But then there's a point where it starts to bend just down, and that's the point you want to watch out for and the bow might break. Now, how do you prevent that? You may be able to reflex the limbs back this way and cause the limb to bend more here, which will prevent stacking. It used to be said that stacking occurs because the fibers on the wood begin to stack and then the bow breaks. Well, that's not the truth at all. It's very different. Stacking doesn't occur because the fibers. It is purely to the string angle and pulling the wood in a specific direction. Because if I were to reflex this bow, I could draw it back further, but the middle of the limb would be bending even more than it used to, and the bow still wouldn't break. It is purely due to string angle, not due to the bend in the limb. Stack is due to string angle alone, and we've got to ask the question, why is this important to us? Well, if our string angle gets to 90 or beyond 90, our bow's going to break. And so as we're making a bow, designing a bow, tailoring a bow, we need to think about how we can prevent that from happening. The shorter the bow, the more likely that's going to happen because there's less limb to bend. So if we're making a shorter bow and still want to draw it a long distance, we really need to think about recurving or reflexing the tips. Now, if we do that, we need to pay attention to what kind of bow wood we're using, and we may need to reinforce the back with sinew or something that is better under the forces of tension than just normal wood would be. I'm really not trying to make stacking very complicated. It is just having the string angle go beyond 90 degrees, and when that happens, we have to consider whether we need to reflex the limbs or not, depending on how far you want your draw length. It can be almost to the point of stacking, and you're good with your draw length right there, and so you're good with the bow. It might shoot smooth and you're good to go. But it's really good to understand these concepts so that we can understand what's happening to the bow when we feel the effect of stacking in our bow making and in our bow shooting. If you learned something and enjoyed the video, you guys know what to do. I hope you guys are learning more about bow making along with me so that we can enjoy this craft more and make better, faster, more accurate shooting bows. Go have a wonderful day.